Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to be with you here in beautiful Cannes. Maybe you can begin with a brief introduction to A Useful Ghost. For people who haven't seen it yet, what can they expect?
A Useful Ghost is a story about a wife's ghost who recently died of the respiratory disease caused by dust pollution. And when she's still a ghost, she's worried that her living husband might be allergic to dust. So she decides to return to possess the vacuum cleaner in the house to clean the house of the dust. And she finds out later that the house is also haunted by other ghosts, malicious, dangerous ghosts. So she also apart from cleaning the dust, she also gonna cleaning out the ghosts as well. Yeah.
Quite an off-the-wall premise for a movie, but I love it. Apparently, it's kind of based on, there is this kind of legend of Mainak, and this ghost and her living husband, which has a lot of cultural significance in Thailand. How is that kind of the jumping off point for your film?
I like playing with legend or well-known myth because the audience might just, at least Thai audience might just oh, it's based on this, so let's jump to something else, because they just know the basic already. Because of the myth, the Mainak legends is very popular in Thailand, and it's got adapted or translated into several other medias like TV, dramas, films, theaters. I think I tried to think in terms of to update it and how, because for me the first few image of the film is I'm seeing the ghost working to pay a rent. In our present society, we struggle to survive financially and everything. So I think ghosts somehow they might not be able to just exist. No one can afford to just exist. They need to work. So in this film also the ghost needs to work to be socially relevant or something like that. That's how I that's one of the first things that I like to convey or I like to explore in the film. Yeah.
But it's kind of an interesting way in to kind of have this social commentary by kind of using genre elements. Were there any films or filmmakers you had in mind particularly for how you can kind of play with genre and tone to sort of tell your story?
I'm more influenced by some very kind of artsy Portuguese filmmaker like Mario de Oliveira or Chelsea Montero, or queer filmmaker French Alain Guillaume. They had some, I mean, they are not genre, but they have humor and the way of using surrealism or dreamlike quality in the film that I particularly intrigued by or attracted to when I was working on it. I wasn't consciously think that I didn't consciously think that it's a Chong film. I don't know. It's just a film with a ghost.
In what ways, perhaps this non-conventional relationship, is it sort of also tapping into ideas of queer relationships and kind of a meditation on, what's kind of considered transgressive, what's considered, acceptable, which actually is something that can sometimes feel like we're actually moving backward on in today's era. So was that somewhere in the mix as well of things that you wanted to discuss?
Yeah. I think because human and ghost relationship is inherently queer. It's so queer. And the film we have supporting characters like the brother who also marry another man, and I think these two couples come and other couples as well. There's another men's and men same-sex relationship with men and ghosts as well. So I think it's kind of run parallel to each other. And I think I'm interested because Thailand is, they try to promote themselves as LGBTQ friendly country, but somehow that's on the surface. But I think behind the scene there's still so many discriminations going on, and LGBT people in Thailand are so pressured to be useful. They need to prove themselves that they do something good to earn a place in the society. And I think it's kind of parallel to what happens to the ghosts in the film. If you want to exist, if you want to be relevant, if you want to have a place in the society, you need to earn it. You need to work, something like that. And I think it's a conditional acceptance, both from LGBT and ghosts. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your casting process. How do you decide who you can have in your film, and I guess bring them on board to this very particular tone that you wanted to strike in the movie?
Initially, I always wanted to work with the professional actors because the film, I feel my direction style requires some skill, comedic, deadpan performance that somehow non-professional amateur might not be able to provide it. So I I talked to my producer, my casting directors, like initially, like in the first place that I wanted professional actors, and yeah, and we do the casting and do and we do that, and we try to look for someone who understand the tone, who understand like the comedic performance, the surreal way of acting. I don't know what it is like, but because sometimes I could not. I remember it was quite difficult to talk to communicate with my casting directors, like what I like, because sometimes you knew it when you see it, when you saw it, something like that.
And in terms of the shoot, did you have some favorite moments on set, or did anything go wrong along the way?
The wrong woman would be like at some location, like some of the crews like ran into ghosts, like the actual ghosts in the hotel. They stay in the hotel, and like in the middle of the night, there's the voice of the child like calling their name, something like that. Yeah, so they need to change the room. So that's like a kind of the real ghost happening. Yeah, it's so weird. But I never had that experience, like because in Thai, like people would say like you need to have some gift to experience the ghost, like to see the ghost. But I never have that. I'm glad that I don't have that. Yeah, but some people like they always run into ghosts if they have this kind of gift. I don't know. Yeah, so but I would say like the shooting ran pretty smoothly. It's as difficult as it should be. It's not like not extra difficult. Yeah, but yeah, there's some challenge new every day. Like oh, today like the vacuum cleaner wouldn't work, that it wouldn't move, and it's like what? Why? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And in terms of it being your feature debut, you know, are there those sort of things that you expect are going to be difficult? Did you come across any unexpected challenges?
I think like for the first time filmmaker, like it's already daunting. Like it's so scary. Yeah, it was so scary. But day by day, it gets settled. Like I kind of like okay, this is, and it's sometimes I feel like instinctive. Like you don't know. Like when you're on set, you don't know. You really don't know like what's the end outcome gonna looks like. You just try to like be at the present and like okay, I'm happy with the moment and go on and go on. But I was very actually during the whole shooting I was worried that it might not come, it might not be like put together and become a decent film at all. Yeah, I don't know. So I just try to trust my instinct like during the shooting, like okay, I'm okay with this, I'm okay with this, but I'm still not sure like how it's gonna look like when it's put together. Yeah, but it's more this that. Yeah.
And I know it's sort of like thinking about kind of colonialism, post-colonialism in Thailand is another thing that you've sort of had an preoccupation with. How did you want to kind of have that sort of, you know, undercurrent through this movie as well?
Because I make short films before that deal with the post-colonial conditions in Thailand, and as people, Thailand always pride themselves on being non-colonial country in the Southeast Asia, and it's somehow like not far from the truth. Or maybe even though it's not like official colony to any Western empires, but it's part of the network. Like it's, I mean, like the market, the economy is somehow like dictated by British Empire in a way. How the agricultural products, what the other countries are expect from like. So it's part of the network of it, but not being like official or formal colony. And also like within the country itself, Thailand could be called internal colony because Bangkok somehow like try to incorporate or annex other like neighboring regions like other city as well. So it could be internal colony, like in terms of like Bangkok is a colonizer itself. And the film is I think like I try to think like how the power in the center try to suppress, silence the marginal voice in a way, but I don't want it to make it too like obvious. I mean like if you get that, you get that. If you don't get that, it's fine. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And I guess in terms of the takeaways and audience kind of reactions, that social commentary I guess can connect with any audiences, but do you feel like the Thai audience will almost like get some more of it than an international one?
Yeah. Especially the humor. I don't know. Like I think the humor is quite important for me, and I'm still not sure. I try to, let's see today at the premiere like how international audience like would respond to the humor of the film, but also the underlying context about Thai politics, it's okay to know. It would enrich your viewing experience, but I feel like it's not necessary as well. Like, if you know it, yeah, it's good for you. But if you don't know it, but the film interests you enough and you want to do like homework afterward, it's really good for you. I feel like because I had experience of watching films from other country that I might not be well aware of, but I did research afterward because of the film. So world cinema is supposed to like broaden your visions and bring you closer to other parts of the world. Yeah.
And finally, just in one sentence, what does it mean to you to have your film here at Cannes Film Festival?
Dream come true, but I'm still in the dream. I'm still dreaming. Yeah.
I love that. Thanks so much. Huge
Thank you
congrats
so
on the
much.
movie and really enjoyed presenting it here. Thanks a lot.